Now, tell us about the repercussions of going through with a scam like this, because you mentioned before we even did this call that you've actually gone through and deposited a check that a scammer sent you, and it got you banned from Capital One. Can you kind of speak to that a little bit?
So here is a very unfortunate testimonial that will serve as a warning to all of you out there.
What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. In today's video, I'm joined with Apex Pressure Washing. Jacob is back for part 2 of my pressure washing business was almost scammed. In this video, we're going to be covering how these scammers got Jacob banned from Capital One, as well as the newest message that he got from the scammers. We're going to be reading over it, telling you guys all about it, so that way you don't fall for these types of scams. But I'm joined with Jacob now. Jacob, how's it going, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good in spite of recent events with these scammers.
Absolutely. Hey, man, it's great that you're coming on the channel. The last video actually got 18,000 views on it. So I think we're helping some people out there. I think we're making it more aware, in the industry. And a lot of people had said that they had went through the same experience. So I think we're making a difference, man.
Yeah, this is basically a PSA, like public service announcement to anyone out there that, could potentially fall victim to these people. I think it's very imperative that we make them aware of at least what these guys are doing.
Exactly. So kind of summarize a little bit, Jacob, about what we talked about last time and kind of where the story left off.
Okay, so I received a text message for someone pretending to be a customer, and they gave me a phony address. Like, they didn't even own the property. It was a random address. If I had gone over there, it could have been trespassing. Luckily, I didn't waste my time with it. I street viewed it, and I got back with them. And before I could even say anything, they were talking about sending the check, talking about paying the plumber, all this nonsense.
Right. So they were going to send you a check for more than what the services were for, because they had somebody that was going to meet you out there and kind of just keep an eye on you while you were doing the job.
Yeah, they were talking about a supervisor, all kind of stuff. It's just, you got to watch out for these people, man.
He said that he got your number off of Home Advisor. For anybody who missed that video, be sure to go check it out, because we did include screenshots of exactly what was said, because you guys really do need to be on the lookout for anything that sounds like this. But Jacob recently got a new message. So Jacob, what did the new message say? It was pretty much along the same lines, right?
Yeah, so this new message, I have a copy of the message, but I just want to clarify one thing. This wasn't an actual lead, an actual paid lead from Home Advisor. They have their good and their bad, but I just wanted to clarify that. This guy skimmed my number, and he came from out of nowhere. So,
and if anybody wants to see a Home Advisor video, Jacob actually has gotten a ton of business from Home Advisor. Maybe we could do that video in the future. However, I do believe that Home Advisor maybe works with a few other places where your number is kept, and that's how this guy kind of got your number.
Yeah, all I'll say is they have their good and their bad moments. Every now and then you'll win with them, but by and large they use deceptive tactics, and I will go on record saying that because I've experienced it personally. Going on to this text message, I'll actually pull it up and recite it for you verbatim. Good morning. My name is Barry Phillip. I would like to know if you are available and capable to power wash my home, period. And then he began the next sentence with a capital A. And, so beginning a sentence with and let me know where you are to make sure you are not far from the property.
The fact that he said, that you might be close enough, or if you're capable of doing the job. Typically, customers don't use this type of language whenever they ask for a price on a job, right?
Correct.
But you didn't fall too far down the rabbit hole this time, right? You just kind of ended it pretty abruptly.
No, I just said, "Is this another scam?" ? And
was there a reply to that or no?
No, he tucked tail and ran. He didn't reply to me at all. So that's pretty much a big red flag amongst many others.
So luckily enough, this one ended very quickly. Now, tell us about the repercussions of going through with a scam like this, because you mentioned before we even did this call that you've actually gone through and deposited a check that a scammer sent you, and it got you banned from Capital One. Can you kind of speak to that a little bit?
Okay, so here is a very unfortunate testimonial that will serve as a warning to all of you out there. If you're thinking about these scams, I'll just say this. If it seems too good to be true, it is. Now, let's begin. I got a text message, same exact style, okay? Wanted me to go look at the house. So naturally, I street viewed it, and I told him a price. And he wanted to send me a check and, like, pay another guy that was there. And, I
It
figured,
was
what?
basically the exact same message we talked about the first time, but you got caught on this one.
Yeah, so I got the text message, I got the dialogue going, and he's pretty much learning how I talk. And so he's getting a little better with his responses. And, I was a bit naive back then. I fell for it. So I go ahead and get the check mailed to a P.O. box. I go and pick it up. It feels like a real check. It looks like a real check. He wrote with real ink, with a real pen on the check. It checks out. Okay. So I go to my local bank, Capital One. I've been banking with them for a few years. So I walk in, and this is nothing against Capital One. This is just my personal experience. So I hand the check to the teller, young girl, and I warn her. I was like, okay, so I got this check mailed to me from a customer. If you guys can, make sure it's good. If it's good, go ahead and deposit it. And so naturally, they just go ahead and deposit it. I go home thinking everything's good, and then a couple of weeks later, I get a letter in the mail stating that I am now banned for life from Capital One. So I am in an ongoing process to appeal this, and that number, along with any information tied to them, has been reported to IC3. So it's IC the number 3.gov. That's the Internet Crimes Department. So hopefully they will catch these guys and they won't be able to sucker anyone else.
You kind of went through with the entire scam. I wonder what happened like after you deposited the check. Was the check then withdrawn, or I wonder if they were able to extract any money from Capital One, and did that result in your banning?
So no, they were unable to transfer any funds in any way. They pretty much stopped it before it got into the account. And just because of the act of attempting to use that check, I was instantly banned. They have a very strict policy in regards to that.
Okay, got you. Now, did you go out and do any work for whatever location that you quoted initially? Or
Thank
like
God, no.
how long was it between you cashing the check and then you actually going and doing the work?
Dude, I was waiting to get the money for weeks because I'm not doing anything. I'm not pulling the trailer out the freaking shop until they get my money in my bank account. Especially if I don't know them. The only way I do work before money is the majority of my work, which is sight on scene, meeting the customer, talking to a human. That's a big thing. You have to talk to them, because if you talk to them, you'll generally be able to tell if they're genuine.
How long did it take between your cashing of the check and for you to find out that you were banned from Capital One?
It was a couple of weeks.
So
They
you didn't
probably,
do the job within that time span, Jacob?
no, I didn't do that job either. No, indeed not.
So were you aware at the time that it was a scam? Were you kind of trying to test out the scam or what?
When I was calling my bank and asking about them funds, I started to become a little more aware. Okay, I started messaging him, and he would just give me an excuse after excuse, like, oh, we're not in town because we're on a business trip. Okay, first off, nobody takes business trips. Like, it's very rare that your customer base does that. Like, you might get one or two a year that do that.
So
Let's be real.
did you feel as though you were getting one over on them, or were you trying to test the scam? I'm just trying to see like why you didn't go do the work, if you did deposit the check.
Okay, so nothing vindictive on my end. I was just trying to have some assurance. Like, I live by a rule. Okay, if I don't have some kind of confirmation, be it meeting them in person or money in hand, and I know it's good, I don't give my end of the bargain away. It's just, it really boils down to common sense. You don't get jacked.
Okay, so that pretty much is going to sum up part 2 of my pressure washing business. Almost got scammed. In this case, you did get scammed, because you did get banned from Capital One. So this is a warning to anyone out there who gets any messages like this. Do not fall for it. It is a scam. You will get banned from whatever bank you're banking with, I guess. Jacob, any final words of advice for anyone else out there?
Okay, my final word and the word of the day is confirmation. Don't do anything without confirmation. Either get your payment first or meet them in person at their home.
Okay, excellent. So if you guys made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment down below confirmation. I'll hashtag you a real one. Me and Jacob are going to be doing another video on scammers but this time it's going to be marketing agencies that we're trying to scam Jacob. So if you guys haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you go check out Jacob's channel. It'll be linked in the comment section and the description. My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. And until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.